Hey guys, UFC is back this weekend with UFC 294. It's a banger. We got Volkanovski versus Makhachev, Usman versus Chimaev, and Ankalaev versus Walker. It's a hell of a card. You're not going to want to miss it. Live from Abu Dhabi. This is our bet show. We're going to give you a play for every fight on the card. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. A-Train, you ready?
Yep, let's go, buddy.
All right, let's fucking go. Oh, sorry. First fight of the night, we got Bruno Silva versus Sharabutin Magomedov. Simply put, Magomedov minus 200. He's coming in debuting. Perfect 11-0 with 10 knockouts, but he is a wild man, so it is risky. Someone is most likely getting knocked out here. So if you want to play Shara, minus 200, or you can go fight doesn't go the distance for minus 275. That's going to cover you on both sides. Because honestly, if Silva wins, it's going to be by knockout most likely. Or if you're very confident in him, a better value bet, I guess, would be Magomedov knockout plus 100. So you can play conservative to cover both sides, or Magomedov plus 100. Those would be my only two plays. What would you be playing here?
Magomedov, I looked at him a little bit more this week, and this kind of scares me. He only has one eye, right? Like, so the money line kind of stinks. So honestly, the under that you said is probably the best bet on the whole fight. But Bruno Silva by KO is plus 400. So that's also something I would possibly take a stab at because he might not see the punch coming from the wrong side, right? You know what I mean? So yeah.
And guys, it's not often that the first fight of the card is like a wicked fight. Like I know some guys only tune in for the main card. That is a wicked fight. You're going to want to tune in early and watch that. It's a hell of a fight to start the night off. And we're going to find out whether this hype is real or not, but it's going to be a good one for sure. Next fight of the night, we got Frey versus Victoria Dudakova. Frey's coming in at plus 250, Dudakova minus 334. This fight kind of scares me. You know what? Frey, terrible fighter, but she can grind. She can make it to that final bell. So in my mind, I'm like, man, you stab Frey by decision at plus 550 or Victoria by submission plus 350. Because you know what? I'm not playing Dudakova minus 334. I'm not stabbing 334 on a relatively unknown women's MMA fight. So those are the two props I'd be looking at. If you want to take a stab in the dark on Frey, decision plus 550, or if you're on the Victoria side, submission plus 350. Those would be my only two plays. What do you think?
I hate this fight. That's what I think. And actually, it's minus 550 now, buddy. It's absolutely insane.
All my odds are opening odds. Sorry. By the way, they're all opening odds.
Yeah, no problem. But like, it's still insane. Minus 550. Oh, insane. I am passing, or I'm going to take fight goes the distance at minus 145.
That's a pretty good play too, actually.
Yeah.
All right, next fight of the night, we got Nathaniel Wood versus Muhammad Naimov. And that fight, we got Nathaniel Wood, again, opening odds, minus 300. Muhammad plus 240 here. Now, I don't like Nathaniel Wood in the minus 300s. I don't. So for me, it's almost a stab the dog by knockout and get plus 650 or a pass. Like Nathaniel Wood is the better fighter. He absolutely is, but he's not a finisher. So maybe you stab him by decision or some kind of over. I just didn't like the numbers I was seeing. So for me, it's a sprinkle on the huge upset by knockout or just a pass. That's for me. What do you like here?
I am pretty high on Nathaniel Wood here, actually. I think he's got him beat everywhere. I believe he's got him beat on the ground. I believe he's got him beat in volume. I believe he's got him beat in striking because before Naimov knocked out who was it, Jamie Malarkey the last time, he was quite handily losing that fight, led by a lot. You know what I mean? So what I like is Nathaniel Wood by decision because, well, he couldn't punch himself out of a wet paper bag, to be honest with you. The Naimov guy I see is pretty tough. And that, for all intents and purposes, if Jimmy Malarkey went on what he was going on for the rest of that fight without getting knocked out, he probably was going to ride out a decision, right? So I feel like Nathaniel Wood rides out a decision plus 110. I like that.
Yeah, he's been getting hit a lot lately in his fights, though, and he's been recovering, but it scares me because he is the better fighter, but Muhammad does have that finishing power. So I just don't want to see him get hit here again.
It's by a lot, though. He's a better fighter by a lot, right? Like,
Yeah.
so that's like, It's one path and one path only for Naimov, and I don't bet on that kind of shit.
Yep, nope, makes sense. Next fight of the night, we got Anshul Jubli versus Mike Breeden. This is literally the only fight on the card I don't like. I said it in my earlier video. That being said, when we were looking at this fight and trying to find somewhere to play it, we got Jubli coming in at -400, Breeden +300. Jubli's the better fighter. He should be able to grind him out, no problem, but he's not a big finisher. He's kind of boring, to be honest. So the only play I like here is Jubli over 1.5 takes you to -200. So you're taking a -400 favorite who doesn't finish fights, over 1.5, cuts it in half to -200. That's the only way I'd play it. And I'm not even sure if I will play it, but that's all I see here. What do you see?
So I did a little bit of a deep dive on Jubli here, and so his way to the UFC, he went on the road to the UFC challenge, something in Asia, and he beat this Asian guy. I can't, it's Saracom or whatever. I watched that fight. Man, he didn't even look that good, and he was in that end of that whole UFC road to whatever that was. He was getting taken down quite a bit, and he won a razor thin split decision in that fight. So, dude, and on top of which, you said minus whatever 400 when it started this week. Now it's minus 275. A shit ton of money's coming in on Breeden. So, I'm not. I am. I don't know what to do really with the fight. I looked at Breeden, and this is more like for me a play on not Jubli than a play on Breeden, to be honest with you. So who are the guys that Breeden fought were what? McKinney, Hernandez, and someone else that was pretty decent as well. Yo, Jubli would get smacked by these guys right up in center. So like, and this guy was being durable enough to stand with them. I mean, Terrence McKinney is Terrence McKinney, and he'd probably fold Jubli like a piece of paper. So I like Mike Breeden here, weirdly enough. And
Good,
I
you
like,
flipped.
yeah, I did. I flipped a lot on this one. And I like Mike Breeden to probably finish him if he's going to do this, because he doesn't look like he's going to grind him out. But, plus 225. And there's still some meat on the bone at Mike Breeden on the money line, to be honest with you. And if you don't like Mike Breeden, I'm not going to make fun of you or anything like that, but just pass the fight, bro. But yeah, man, it's a dogger pass. This guy looks like trash. I looked him up and I did a deep dive on him, right? So
Hey, I like it. I told you in the earlier video, I go, this guy should never be minus
well,
400.
the thing is, Breeden looks like the only times he really gets hurt in fights is when he gets hit to the body, right? And not in one piece of video evidence have I seen Anshul Jubli body work. You know what I mean? Like, there's no body work, so I can't think his striking is diverse enough to pull off a body finish. And if you're gonna punch Breeden in the face, it looks like he can take a punch to the face. So I don't know. Hot take, but probably not that hot of a take. But
Hey, we'll find out. We'll find out.
yeah.
Next fight of the night, we got Cedrikas Dumas versus Abu Azaitar. Dumas coming in at minus 175. You guys already know how I feel about this guy. He's lost me money in the past. I don't like him. I don't trust his takedown defense. I don't think his striking is that great. The only advantage I really give him is he's probably the better grappler here if he can get on top. I think he could probably score a choke or something like that if he can get on top. But I mean, the fight's got to go on to get there because Azaitar comes out like a cannon, so he's gonna go for it, which should make it at least exciting, I hope. And I think Azaitar is gonna be live to fold him early. So honestly, this is not a big play for me. I don't like this fight. I don't trust it. But I would stab the dog or I would pass. And if you're going to stab that dog, I think it's by finish. Like, I don't think Azaitar is going to win a decision. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. But the Azaitar finish coming in at plus 400, to me, it's that or it's pass. It's probably a pass, to be honest. But what do you think here?
I don't like either one of these guys. Like you said in the other video, major red flags on both sides. If you're going to take Azaitar or whatever, it's going to be first round finish. Like after that, he's a bust. So plus 750 on the first round finish. What I personally like is the under 2.5, which is minus 155. I really don't see this going on. You think Dumas is going to ride out a decision? Dude, he can't ride out a decision. He's not good enough to ride out. He's got to finish this guy. So Yeah, those are my two plays.
All right. Moving on, we got Javid Basharat taking on Victor Henry. These odds are insane to me. We got Basharat coming in minus 450, Henry plus 350. It doesn't make sense. This isn't the Basharat who's finishing everybody. He's winning kind of close decisions. And I mean, and Victor Henry has been pulling off these crazy upsets and out wrestling people he shouldn't and everything. So for me, even though I think Basharat's the better fighter, it's dog or pass because there's just no value on him. Even if you take a Basharat finish, you're still not getting plus money. He's still minus 110 to, I think, get the submission or knockout or something like that. I know it wasn't plus
No, it's
money.
a decision that he's minus 138. The actual knockout's plus 500.
Okay, because he doesn't knock out anybody.
No, he's not got anybody. The submission's live, but
man, for me, I think it's a Victor Henry decision prop at plus 500 or pass. Like I don't know. There's no way to get any value on Basharat for me. I can't get there, and I just think he hasn't been finishing or been impressive enough for me to stab him by a prop. So I don't like the money line. I don't like the prop. I can't get there on this one. What do you think?
well, Victor Henry is durable as hell, so minus 230 on the fight goes to decision is pretty damn good. I'm more comfortable with that than stabbing Basharat at minus 138 in the small case that Victor Henry pulls off the same shit he did against Ronnie Barcelos or Tony Gravely, or you know what I mean? So yeah, Victor Henry plus 500. I like your play. I like the over. And that's about it for that one. I can't get around to picking Basharat at minus 500. I can't get around to picking him at minus 138 because if it's getting that far as to a decision, that means Victor Henry's in that fight. He's not, yeah, because like the guy's scrambles are pretty damn good, right? So he might get taken down, but he gets back up. So, yeah, so if it gets that far, I'm still scared, right?
Yep. Yeah. I like the fight goes a distance for sure. I don't see a finish here.
Yep.
All right, next fight of the night, we got Muhammad Yahya versus Trevor Peek. Man, I think conservatively somebody's getting finished here, and I've been looking to fade Trevor Peek because I think the guy's severely overrated. But you know what? Yahya he's so hittable. Give me Peek by knockout. The odds have grown. This fight started as a pick'em. Peek is now he's moving up close to that 200 minus 200 territory. But the Peek KO is still coming in at plus 110. You're getting plus money. Give me Peek by knockout. Won't be a big bet, but I think it'll be a fun fight while it lasts anyways. What do you think?
Yahya looks like a regional fighter on film, to be honest with you. And Peek, I faded last time with Chepe, so I don't feel so bad picking Peek this time. Let's be honest. Like, I tried to find Yahya wrestle fucking somebody and holding them down and, controlling them. And I tried so hard to find it, but I can't.
Yeah.
He uses the wrestling here and there, but it isn't great. And he's not like, you have to, if Trevor Peek showed anything, he showed toughness in his last fight. He showed grit. He showed get up ability. He showed a lot of things. He just didn't show like absolute good skills. It is what it is. It's the fight game. Some guys are just fighters. Some guys are technical fighters. Some guys are going to make it. Some guys are going to beat the Trevor Peeks. I like Trevor Peek. I can finish this particular fight. And I wish he'd finish this particular fight so the next time we can fade him when he fights someone better.
Exactly. Because you know what? One thing Trevor Peek does is he loads up on every single punch. And Yahya is very hittable. He gets dropped a lot. I'm telling you, Peek is going to hit this guy early. And like, I'm almost saying like first round, first fucking minute, like this guy is going to drop him early, I think. I didn't even look at the first round prop, but the first round prop might be worth playing here.
No, it's not. It's plus 220. Just take him by knockout in the small case. That we know Peek can go to round 2. We don't know what this Yahya guy is really about, right? Nothing I've seen in video has made me want to pick this guy.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. All right, last prelim of the night. This is a very good fight, actually. We got Tim Elliott versus Muhammad Mokaev. Makhachev opened up minus 600. These, and I said in the last video, those odds are insane. It doesn't make any sense. I know he's good, but Elliott's a good scrambler too. So the odds have tightened. He's now a minus 450. I mean, that's still big, but at least they are tightening. They're going the direction that I thought they should have been going. So minus 450, I still don't like it. But I do kind of like, I found Mokaev over 1.5 minus 143. I think like that's as good as you're going to get on this fight because I don't think he's going to finish him early. I don't think. If he does, it's going to be a fluky choke or something like that early, but I don't think it's going to happen early. So Mokaev over 1.5 minus 143. That's all I can see here. Otherwise, you're stabbing the dogs. I'm not playing Mokaev on anything else. What do you think?
I like Tim Elliott here. I really do. But I can see him getting taken down and held down and being controlled. But then Makhachev does let guys up. Was it Charles Johnson that he let up so many times and then he had to take him down 11 times or something like that? Yeah, vague memory of that. So the only guy who's really finished in the first round is Cody Durden. And I feel like that was a little bit of a fluke. So over 2.5 is minus 160. Good luck. Goes the distance is minus 135. Good luck. I really think Tim's tight enough to get this to the end. He doesn't give up. He shows grit. The only thing that's live for a finish on the Mokaev end is a submission. Plus 187. I don't like it though. Not enough meat on the bone on that one.
Do you have the thing in front of you? What's the double victory method? Decision submission.
Decision submission. Mokaev minus 280. Gross. Yeah, because they baked his two conditions into the one, right? Because he isn't knocking anybody out. Because the striking is actually all not that good, right? To be honest with you, so Tim's not knocking him out in any way, right? Either he might control on the feet. It might actually be better and beneficial for Tim to stay on the feet, to be honest with you. But I don't think he can. I think the wrestling on Mokaev is a little bit better than given credit for. But he doesn't have good top control. We've noticed that. You know what I mean? So that's where it gets like a little bit, kooky. If he gets up and he's able to control him on the feet, he's not able to take him down. We haven't really seen Mokaev get tired, so but at least I'll give him something. He doesn't give up. Neither of these two guys will give up, and they'll fight to the end. So that's why I think a Mokaev decision is there, because Tim, unless he's getting tapped out, he'll fight to the end. He'll fight for your dollar. I won't blame you to stab the dog here, though. I won't blame you to stab the dog. I just don't think it's the right time to fade Mokaev.
Yeah, I agree. All right, guys, moving on to the main card. If you haven't already, please please subscribe. We appreciate it. We got a great main card here. First fight of the night, we got Sayed Nurmagomedov versus Muin Gafurov. Nurmagomedov is a better fighter everywhere. He should win this fight. Absolutely. I'm pretty damn confident in him. It's just trying to figure out how to play him. The decision's plus 200. It seems pretty good. I think I like him by decision plus 200, but to be honest, I'm not so sure I'm even going to bet this fight. What are you thinking here?
I'm taking money line for sure because I'm pretty damn sure he's going to win. Again, I'm not too sure about the method. I'd like to say decision, but I don't know how Gafurov's going to just stick his neck out there. Saeed really messed me up against Cody Stamen when he put that guillotine on him or that submission on him. It really screwed me up because I thought he was good. He's been known to ride guys out, and Cody Stamen's known to be tough. So for him to tap him out like that's a red flag for the whole decision thing. So I'm kind of stuck on how to do it, but I do like him by decision. Honestly, I'm gonna put him on a decision ticket for like $5 on 4 of those guys. So it is one that I like by decision.
All right. Next fight of the main card, we got Ikram Aliskerov versus Warley Alves. This is another one that's kind of tricky here because the odds are just so wide. I believe Aliskerov's now like a minus 600. His prop to finish is still minus 250. Like, that's kind of crazy. But I'm not stabbing the dog. I'm absolutely not stabbing the dog. I think Aliskerov's one of the safest picks on the card. Problem is, I just don't know how to get value. Unless I missed something, do you see anything that you like here that's actually a good value?
Maybe Aliskerov on under 2.5. I'm checking it right now, but other than that, that's even minus 225. So no, Aliskerov's pretty safe, but I don't know how to play him. He one punched the last guy, so I don't know how to play him. Warley's pretty tough sometimes, so I just add him in if you want to. Probably pass the fight if like. That's basically it. Like, this is like, I feel like it's safe as hell, but minus 600 is the only way I can really play it.
And you just don't want to parlay to bust on minus 600.
600, right? Fuck.
I don't see him busting at all. Are you really getting anything back for that? I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's so yeah, I don't know. That one's tough. That one's tough, folks. That one's tough.
Yeah. All right, guys, moving on. We got the featured fight of the night. We got Magomedov. Oh, Jesus. Magomed Ankalaev. A lot of these fucking names are hard to pronounce.
I know.
Versus Johnny Walker. We all know who he is. Ankalaev and Walker. So you got Johnny Walker, who's kind of a glass cannon, but he's a physical specimen who can finish anybody on any given day if he gets his hands on you, right? If he like the guy is explosive. You can't take it away from him. He's very, very explosive. He's always going to have a chance. But Ankalaev is so defensively sound. Like, it seems like he just pitter-patters everybody on the feet. His loss to Jan, I mean, man, he got his legs kicked quite a bit that fight, but Johnny Walker's not going to beat him by leg kicks. And sure, he got triangled by Paul Craig or whatever, but Johnny Walker's not going to triangle choke him with 1 second left. So for me, there's two plays here. You got Ankalaev decision plus 220 because he does win the majority of his fights by decision, sorry. Or you're going to bank that Johnny Walker gets finished a lot. Like, he does get finished a lot. So the KO's coming in at plus 125. So the better value's on decision, and he usually does win by decision. The problem is Johnny Walker can't take a shot the greatest. So it's tricky. But I like Ankalaev. It's just figuring out decision or KO. What do you think?
Well, if we watch the last couple of Johnny Walker fights, he's really paced himself, if you know what I mean. Kept the distance. He wants a technical fight. Bad move here. But that actually works in the favor of decision. Because if they're not throwing recklessly like Johnny Walker has been known to throw, and they're picking their shots and whatnot, even if Ankalaev employs the wrestling, I don't see him tapping Johnny, a Brazilian. I don't see him tapping him. No, I think defensively sound Johnny is. I don't see Johnny getting up either, and I see Ankalaev riding out that particular round that happens. So I like your decision a lot. I was trying to find the significant strikes. I can't find them anywhere because I like to take Ankalaev under because they always think he's going to get like 90, 100 significant strikes. He only ends up with like 70, 65 because he's more of a pinpoint technical artist rather than a go forward kind of guy, right? And Johnny Walker, for all intents and purposes, I'd say would have jumped right at him a few fights back. But you watched that Anthony Smith fight, you watched even the one before, like Johnny Walker picked Anthony Smith apart, but didn't go in for the kill and like rode out a decision. So fucked. But yeah, I see a decision from Ankalaev.
All right. Moving on to the co-main event, we got former welterweight champion Kamaru Usman versus the undefeated rising prospect. We got Khamzat Chimaev. I'm sure if you guys probably seen the videos online surfacing around the other day, everyone says Usman's hurt. Gaethje and him were rolling at their open workout. You can hear him say something popped or something. I don't know. He appears fine today. We saw the face-offs. In the face-off, there wasn't really a huge size advantage. I thought Chimaev was going to be way taller. Who knows when they have shoes on? They could have fucking lifts in those shoes. God only knows. But he didn't look that much bigger. And he wasn't oozing with confidence the way he normally is. So like, and I know I've been saying it in my earlier video, so you already know where I'm going with this. I'm not sold on Chimaev. I know the guy's a grappling phenom. The guy is a hell of a wrestler. Seems like he can take down pretty much anybody. Obviously, he wanted nothing to do with the ground game of Gilbert Burns, justifiable. With Usman, he's not going to be worried about being submitted, but can he take Usman down? I don't know. That's the interesting question for me. Because if it stays on the feet, I don't trust Chimaev. I know his hands are pretty good. He's got power, whatever. But I don't know. He's wild, and I don't know how good his chin is. Burns dropped him a couple times. So I'm liking the Usman knockout here at plus 700 because I don't think he's going to win a decision. So I like the Usman knockout plus 700. And you know what? I kind of like the Chimaev knockout plus 187. I might play them both by knockout in different ratios here and just hope that this fight ends in a knockout. But I haven't placed anything on this yet. What do you think?
I like Kamaru on the money line, like straight goods. I kind of can see the decision happening as well, though. The knockout's a tough one. I know the submission's not coming from the Usman side. I I don't think Khamzat's getting him down. 97%. Yo, Colby Covington's the best wrestler I've probably seen in the UFC. And he had a hell of a time to get down fucking Usman. I don't know if there's a better wrestler than Colby, buddy. Like
He's a good
Usman,
chain wrestler. I don't know if I'd go with the best wrestler. He's
I
got
don't know.
he's got a great pressure, a great
I don't
pressure.
know. Everyone can you can say Bo Nickel or whatever, but like, no.
Fair
He
enough.
hasn't
Fair
proven
enough.
he hasn't proven anything yet. El Colby's the one that's proven time and time again. And you know what? He walked into that Usman fight, both of them. He couldn't do his game plan. Colby lost those fights because he couldn't get his game plan together, right? Leon got his game plan together. And to say that Usman's washed after one fight against Leon and a head kick, oh, come on. The guy's the champ, man. The champ. Put some respect on Leon Edwards' name. That's what I'm saying, right? Everyone's, oh, he's a like, paper champion. No. Put some respect on Leon Edwards' name. That's all I have to say with that. And Usman's not washed. I don't think he's washed. Yeah, he's a little bit older. Yeah, striking's still better and more technical than Chimaev. I don't know. I'm gonna take the money line stab. I don't think I want to play a prop. I'm pretty happy with the plus 250.
No, fair enough. You're right. Anytime you're getting plus 250, you can't argue. I just, if you're like, you seem fairly confident that Chimaev won't be able to get him down.
What kind of wrestling? I rank Kamaru's wrestling better than Chimaev's Swedish wrestling.
Okay, if you're right on that, and maybe you are, and I hope you are, I just can't see both of them standing for 3 rounds. Someone's gonna go. I don't know, man.
I get your point on that. That's why I'm not like sold on a decision. I could see a decision. The only way, like, so I'm not sold on Chimaev getting down Usman, but I'm not sold on Usman getting down Chimaev. Right,
grinding him out.
Right, I'm not sold on that because I've seen Usman take down wrestlers, notorious wrestlers, time and time after again. So what he did, Woodley was a wrestler for most of his UFC career, wasn't he? And then he took him down with ease. But you know, Tyron Woodley's, but he took down Colby Covington a couple times in their fights. That's a tough one too, man. That's a good wrestler. So I might say I don't think Khamzat's going to take down Usman, but I never said I don't think Usman's not going to take down Chimaev. And I might be ruffling some feathers here with people because they're all over Usman. I mean, Chimaev. Oh, he's the next best. He had trouble with Gilbert Burns. He really had trouble with Gilbert Burns. And I'm not MMA wiki capping here, but Kamaru Usman didn't have trouble. He had trouble in that first round, and he's like, okay, fine. I need to get my jab working. And you know what? He did. Have we ever seen Chimaev in any sort of danger? No. We know that Kamaru is going to fight for your dollar. I'll give you that much. I think he got too cocky in that Leon first fight. Because if he wins that fight goes 30 more seconds or how long? That second Leon fight doesn't even happen.
Yeah. I'm not sure Usman wrestles that much at this age anymore. He hasn't really. I know he has the tools and the skills. I haven't seen him really shoot takedowns in a while on anyone really. Maybe like a couple on Masvidal the first time, but like he's turned into more of a keep it standing. Maybe grind you on the cage and throw some strikes and stuff like that. But to me, this is either Chimaev gets him down and he will maul him, or he can't get him down, in which case it's going to be a stand-up fight. And in that scenario, I think Usman's got a hell of a chance. But well, hey, it's gonna answer a lot of questions, and you know what? It's an exciting, interesting fight.
The thing about Chimaev there, like you said, that was really interesting is like, what happened when he couldn't get down Gilbert Burns? Like, I feel like he kind of spazzed a little bit. You know what I mean? It was like a weird thing because he looked uncomfortable. And to be honest with you, that fight was like the Volkanovski versus Islam fight. Like, it could go either way, but yeah, man.
And I think he kind of faded, man. He's a big guy, fucking cuts a lot of weight. I think when he doesn't get shit going his way, like, man, he if it goes late, I think he's gonna be in trouble if it goes late.
No, I agree with you. When shit doesn't go his way, like he looked frazzled, man. He looked frazzled in that fight. But whatever. Let's move on to the main.
Yeah, it'll be interesting regardless.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the main event. We got the rematch. Islam Makhachev, 24-1 versus the featherweight champion, Alexander the Great Volkanovski, 26-2. Again, this is the rematch. 11 days notice. I don't care. 11 days notice or not. Volkanovski's been fighting forever, man. He's ready. Maybe he's not got the best cardio in the world. His cardio might not be where it can be, but he's ready. You know what? Usman's coming in on short notice. And he never once has mentioned in his interviews, I'm doing this on 10 days notice. Never once. He's not making excuses. These guys are ready to fight. Should be a good one. As far as the odds, Makhachev minus 225. Volkanovski is plus 187. These are opening odds. For me, there's two plays here. You're stabbing the dog by knockout, plus 500. If Volkanovski's going to win, he's winning by knockout. He is not going to decision Makhachev in Abu Dhabi. It's not going to happen. So he's either going to catch him, drop him, and finish him, plus 500, or I think Islam's going to win the fight. I like Islam over 1.5, just 1.5 rounds, minus 150. I feel like it's going to go more than 1.5, I think. If Islam wins, it's going to be over 1.5. Over 1.5, sorry. So give me that for minus 150. What do you think?
So Islam by decision, I like too, plus 162. What'd you say what yours was over 1.5?
Minus 150, but it's only 1.5 rounds. So like that feels very safe, it feels.
Well, I don't think even though like short notice Volkanovski's cardio is gonna fall off a cliff or anything. The man is a wild case. Now this all goes to shits if he comes out like a shitting wild man and goes right after Makhachev. Because I mean that could be I feel like he waited too long last fight and didn't give Islam enough in the beginning. Let Islam control things. I mean, I still like Islam in this fight. Abu Dhabi, a lot of factors working against Volk. I like Islam by decision. I like your play, Islam over 1.5, a little bit safer. Other than that, just play the overs and yeah, that's it.
I'll probably have Makhachev over 1.5 in my parlays, and then if they all make it to the end, I'll hedge with a little Alex KO or something like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's probably about it for me.
Yeah,
guys, it's a great card. First good card in a while, to be honest. Like I said, that first fight of the night too, I'm really excited about that Bruno Silva and Shara fight. That's a good fight. Remember, it's an early card, Abu Dhabi. So unfortunately, you're not going to make your night out of it, but just make sure you're ready to go nice and early. And we'll see you for the next card. Hope we all smash it and have a good one.